Definitely not, because I can't hear you.
Oh, is it on now? I don't know.
I hear you.
don't know. You hear me?
I hear you.
Wonderful. Well, if there's even close to an audience online, maybe they can ring in and see if we are broadcasting.
Aha, now we're a joke channel.
Haha, jokes. Anyway, welcome to a weird episode of Crit Happens, the D&D radio show here at WMNJ at Drew University. I'm Nick Kilgore, as per usual. We're missing Richard this week. He's at a rugby game, so I've brought in my noob D&D friend, Nick.
I am no substitute for Richard.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah, pretty much. This started. I just went through my contacts list and it works.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretend like I'm not the only one that'll text you back anyways.
Right. It's perfect. So welcome to this mess.
Thank you.
I have a Neil Cicerega song going on in the background. I'm not sure. Is that still playing? Oh yeah, it's still playing. Nice. Anywho, yeah. So Nick, we're gonna talk a little bit about D&D.
We're gonna talk a little bit about D&D.
D&D. Something you don't know too much about, I don't think.
No.
No.
I've got
But you
little
want to.
inklings of ideas of what it entails.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot of misconception and also a lot of true stereotyping. So
I'm friends with you. I think I can handle it.
Yeah. You'll be fine. So I don't know how to start this. I guess just like ask me things, and I'll try to answer them in like the most correct and also sensible way I can.
So, in relation to the campaign that I know you guys are planning right now,
Yeah.
and I know I've seen your notebook.
You have seen my notebook.
I've seen your notebook, and I've seen all of the full pages.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know how you go about filling those pages up.
Well, I'll tell you. That's a little bit louder, and now the audience can actually probably hear us.
Mm-hmm.
How do I go about filling the pages? Oh my god, such a deep question.
Yeah, it's
not
a
that
heady
deep.
question.
It's really not that deep. So I'll tell you now. A lot of the pages are not important. Yeah, I know, crazy. It's just like you gotta as a DM, a dungeon master.
I'm a noob, but I'm not an idiot.
Oh, okay. You can recognize acronyms. Good.
STFU.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
There we go. We're on the same page
back,
now.
We're back. Oh, by the way, this isn't a censored show. We can say whatever the fuck we want.
Oh, I know, but we were talking about acronyms.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a joke,
See,
like
I
a
lost
callback.
my own callback there. Oh no! Oh my God! What's about to play? We're gonna let it play in the background just a little bit. Okay.
I'm nervous.
Anywho, yeah. So how do I fill the pages of my Dungeon Master notebook, my quests, my campaign? You got to start. At least you don't have to start, but I start with like a main storyline or an idea that I want to talk about. And I'll do like a Venn diagram or like a topic graph. You know what I'm talking about? Like in 8th grade, I'm making a bunch of hand signals here in the studio that you guys can't see. But you know the one that looks like a spider,
Like a scatter plot? Like
not a scatter plot. Scatter plot is much too official.
you'd have to know how to use Excel to do that, and I know you're far too
If
incapable.
there are any elementary school teachers listening in, you know what I'm talking about. You make like a circle, and then you make like
I know what you're talking
You do
about.
know what
I
I'm
do.
talking. Okay, like
I was looking for a word.
topic organizer. That's what it's called. Even though every graph whatsoever is a topic organizer. Hello, people that are waving. Yeah, but I do that for my main idea, and each of those little smaller categories will turn into little subplots, little gems, little diamonds in the rough, if you would, of the storyline that the characters and players can choose to interact with if they find out where to go or want to.
If they so please.
If they so please, if you would. I
would.
will.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, no. Yeah, you're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen, during this podcast that Nick and Nick, we're very much the same.
Share a brain.
Yeah, we are all of the same consciousness here.
Maybe an
Okay.
interesting character.
Yeah.
Speaking of characters.
Oh, now we're... Okay.
Yeah.
Boom, next question. Hit me.
When you're creating a character,
Yeah.
I know it's a lot about what you're feeling, especially with a longer campaign. You were telling me that it's good to have a particular connection with it. Mm-hmm. What would you say is the most efficient way to create a character without sort of becoming too far-fetched?
Good question.
And is there such a thing as too far-fetched for D&D?
Hold on, we gotta turn this up a little bit. Just admiring this part of this song. Yeah, listen to that. That's raw talent right there.
This is your sex playlist, right?
Yeah, this is my sex playlist. For people who can't see, this is Kieran J. Callahan, big enough, with a older man in a cowboy hat, superimposed over some western scenery in a godlike stance. Anyway, enough of that. To answer your question about character building, do that. Just make a godlike cowboy. No.
But you could.
You could. Maybe. If the DM allows it.
Westworld.
Yeah, Westworld meets stupid. But making a character in the least far-fetched way. So, depending on if you know your campaign going in, which is a luxury that a lot of players don't get. Like, they usually just show up with a bunch of friends. One of the guys is like, hey, all right, we're doing this. And then they usually have a character built before that, and they just see where that character fits in that world. Mm-hmm.
So, I want to pause you.
Yeah.
So, the idea that, your character can exist in multiple campaigns, right?
Yeah.
So, it's something that, that lives with you in a way. So, with that in mind, do, the things that you've had happened to you in previous campaigns play into newer ones?
Yeah, that's...
Like, if I, for some reason, wanted to say I lost 3 of my fingers on my left hand in that last campaign, can I, have that continue into my next?
So, yes. That
Let's say I learned something from it for some reason.
Yeah, I learned something from not having...
Digits 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, I'm just constantly in a stoked mood at all times. 2, 3, 5.
It's awkward.
Oh, that's bizarre. I don't like that at all. Anyway, yeah, that can absolutely happen. Characters are very sustainable. They can go through multiple campaigns if you choose to. You can also have, run it by the DM if it's a decision like, oh, in the last campaign I played, my character found this super powerful weapon that does an incredible amount of damage. And if the DM sees that, he might be like, no, you didn't. Or, you left that at home or something. Or he'll nerf it. Because sometimes that will be a game-breaking issue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but as far as, physical appearances and moods and personalities, yeah, those usually all can translate to different campaigns. Yeah.
So essentially, at the start of every campaign, you'll be starting at a base power level. Well, I'll call it, because I don't really know what the terminology is
level,
here.
Yeah.
Level. So you do level up as you go through.
Level up, and so what usually would happen? Let's say you start one campaign with a character at level 1, which is baseline. And let's say by the end of that campaign, let's say it's a specifically long campaign, you end at level 3. You've leveled up twice.
Is that a lot?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. For, one campaign, leveling up, that'd be kind of long. It'd be a couple sessions. You could level up twice. Also depends on what you're doing in the session. If you're just sitting in a tavern, you're not going to get any experience.
Wait, I don't get experience from buying drinks and playing darts?
Maybe depending on what you do after the drinks. You may lose experience. I don't know.
Can you do that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I don't know.
There's no rules. There's 14 rule books, but there's no rules in them. But what were we talking about?
We were talking about character, then we were talking about leveling up.
Oh, right, leveling. I touched your name.
Me.
I touched your name. Sorry I did that. What? Oh, September's playing. We're going to turn that up a little bit in the background so the beautiful audience can hear that. Yeah, so... we're just going to take it's a very organized podcast. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Just got some people listening in or looking in through the window very intently.
That's okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
There's an a cappella concert going on outside, which is why this session is going to end a little bit early, because me and Nick are two big old a cappella fans.
2/3 of the group are uninvolved.
Yes, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, leveling up. What was your question about leveling up?
How it happens, really.
Right. Okay. Well, there's two ways. You can do it either by like landmarks, like landmark achievements, or just by literally doing the math, because every monster has experience that is associated with it, and every level has a certain experience point cap that when you exceed it, you level up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't need to explain experience to me. I've played Pokemon.
I'm also explaining it to the ignorant audience, which I love so much. Thank you for listening.
You're a lying bitch.
So there's those two ways, and it can be thrown around very loosely if the DM so chooses. Like, let's say you do something that the DM finds heroic or funny or good.
Funny.
Yeah, I don't know. You trip into a canoe and send the canoe into a goblin base and blow it up somehow. It'd be like, yep, you're leveling up because of that. Or like, yep, here's 1,000 experience points. So it's very loose, or it can be very calculated. Just depends on your DMing style and depends on what your players want. You usually ask them at the beginning.
So where's that put you?
What do you mean? Me personally?
Yeah, you personally as a DM. You know, if someone, for instance, had tripped into a canoe, didn't necessarily blow up a tavern of of
whatever I said.
Of minions?
Sure.
No.
Minions, yeah, from Despicable Me.
Beedo.
Everyone stop listening. Go about your nights, do something else. It's just going downhill from here.
What people don't get is that after this is over, the conversation is going to continue like
yes, this never stops for us. You guys are lucky that you can tune out at any time.
Thank God we don't live together.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yet.
Anyway, so what do you mean puts the DM in a position?
Where? No. What was I asking? I was asking like where that puts you in that kind of spectrum of level and
personally,
experience.
I like doing landmark things.
And is landmark like you get somewhere?
No, it can be. That'd be the literal definition. But it also means like you defeat a boss or something, or complete a quest. That would be a landmark.
So you have that, but then is there also like subsections for you?
So
like
if they're a fighter or something, and you also have to know each player and each character. So like if the fighter is just kicking ass the whole time, he's like taking down like every mob, then you should probably reward them for that if they're doing well and really just tearing it up. Same thing for a cleric. So if the cleric is just like constantly healing everyone, making sure that they're all up to their health and they're not dying in battle, you should probably witness that and be like, yes, you deserve some experience. Or it goes for every class. So for me, I like doing kind of a hybrid. Like I will have in my head, or rather in my notes, which is the same thing, a set experience value for each major event in a campaign. And they don't even have to be major. This is still playing now, Queen's playing. But I'll set experience to like every monster or every event, and a lot of experience if they defeat a boss or whatever. And then I will also be paying attention, seeing if they're doing heroic things, seeing if they're doing whatever. And I will level them up that way. But you were asking way earlier being like 5 minutes ago, character transfer levels, like between campaigns.
Yeah, because that I imagine is where the game breaking sort of aspect comes into this. Because if I'm level 8, which I seem, from what I understand, seems to be a really high level. Yeah. And you're coming into a campaign and you're fighting, and I don't know how enemies are leveled. They might be of similar way.
Yep.
So if you're going, you start the game at level 8 and you're going against a bunch of level 1s for the first half of it.
Right.
And it seems a little.
So the max level, Brendan McNellis will correct me if I'm wrong, but goes to 20, I believe, in 5e. It used to be something else.
Hey, in what?
5e, 5th edition of D&D. That's the most modern edition. It's gone from the original vanilla D&D to up till now, and the difference between the two is vast. Rules have changed, monsters have changed, playing types have changed. It's just a whole new game, and a lot of people enjoy playing older versions of the game. Like when I go home over the summers, I have a campaign that I play with friends, and that's usually in 4e because we like that a little bit better. But we're doing 5e for this campaign coming up because it's a lot easier. It's just easier to play, and it's not that hard anymore. Like 3.5, if you run a 3.5 campaign still, which I know a lot of people are, you're a mean DM. But a lot of people
Speaking of older versions of games, my roommate, his PS4 broke.
Oh no!
So he brought his I don't know how.
Which roommate?
Rick.
Oh no!
Rick. It's sad.
Rick.
It's so sad. So he didn't buy it. He brought his old PS3 from home.
Dope.
So we could watch like Netflix and YouTube on it still. And by chance he opened up the disc slot, and MW2 was in there.
Oh, the last good Call of Duty game.
Agreed. Yes. I'm glad you think so too, because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And I've played all of them up until the most recent ones.
Black Ops 3.
That's even further. There was Ghosts, then there was 3,
yeah.
then there was
I can't talk about Call of Duty.
Advanced Warfare, Infinite.
There are a lot of people lined up for this concert.
Yeah, it's a good thing we had your girlfriend save us seats.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
We're bad people.
Yeah.
In front row too, the couches, comfortable seats.
We weren't subtle about it.
No, and I didn't even really ask. I just was like, "Hey, you're gonna do this."
Yeah, do it.
Point is, we spent the last couple nights playing MW2
like split screen,
old style, like quick scopes only, intervention to FMJ, throwing knife only.
Wow, that's awesome, Mom. Since I know you're probably listening, and if you're not, wow. But MW2 is a Call of Duty game, and it is standing for Modern Warfare 2. It came out in what, 2012 or something? 9. Oh my god, really?
Yes.
Oh my, that game is almost 10 years old. Oh no.
And it runs great. It runs great. The only time it freaks out is when you get what's it called? Like the old. It wasn't Rolling Thunder. Maybe that's what it was called. I don't remember.
The AC-130 mission?
No, it's one tier below that. It looks like a triangle.
The attack helicopter?
No.
Stealth
bomber.
Stealth bomber.
That's it. When the stealth bomber comes through, the whole thing just stops.
Yeah.
Which doesn't surprise me, but it runs pretty well for a PS3 on a decent sized TV. It's entertaining.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that other game.
What are you talking about?
The game that we're talking about, the one that we're here to talk about.
Oh, Dungeons and Dragons. What this podcast is about. Yeah. Wow. We've
had quite the sidebar.
We've had quite the. Wait, what did you say?
Quite the sidebar.
Sidebar. Yes. That's a word.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said saga.
Saga. No.
Anyway,
it could be a saga. We could end it right now.
Did they just let people in?
Yeah, they did. That's fine. That means we got half an hour.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, oh my God, we were talking about D&D.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I just gotta say, I'm sorry I'm not Richard. And
what? Richard, do you hear this? You're getting pity from Nick.
I hope you don't resent me.
What are you talking about?
Totally kidding.
Oh,
totally
okay.
Kidding.
Like, what kind of complex are we delving into right now?
Some Freudian slips.
Is it? What?
I'm just apologizing for
my
everything.
alter ego's coming out? Is that what's happening? My id?
I am your stream of consciousness.
Okay, yeah. So, folks, you've all gone insane, and you're actually hearing my subconscious speak at the same time as me.
Yeah, Nick Matinas left like half an hour ago, before the show even started.
Yeah, he was never here. He doesn't exist. Good. So D&D, you were asking about leveling, and I'm going to answer this question this time, so don't you interrupt me. Here we go. If you have a character, let's say you're level 3, and your DM is running a level 1 campaign, that level 3 character, in this case, not going to be super overpowered, but is going to definitely be at an advantage opposed to all the enemies and the other players, because you always play D&D with other people, because it would be super weird if you didn't. So in that case, the DM, they should do this. They'd be like, hey, lower your level or make a new character, because it's just not going to work. So what I'm trying to say is that campaigns also have a level associated with them. Like my campaign that I'm running this semester coming up, this season? We'll call it season.
Season 1.
Season 3, actually. Oh my god, we're on a 3rd season of this show. I'm thinking about making it as high as level 10.
So I can't play.
No, you can. You're just gonna have to make a level 10 character.
Oh, okay. That makes so much
to
sense.
Start at level 1.
That makes so much sense. Okay, I understand now. Because what I'd been understanding, actually, what I've been misunderstanding really is that, like, I built a character, and until I play through enough campaigns to get myself to level 10, that's when it would make the most sense for me to join that.
No. Also, that would take a long ass time.
Yeah, I see that. So I suppose you could make the same character at level 1 and level 15 or 20 even.
Yes.
It just is gonna.
You're going to have to massively alter it, but yes. So yeah, you can make a character. It's not like a video game, where you have character creation at the beginning, and you work your way through the game and you level up.
So
it can be that way.
It's not like Skyrim.
Right. I knew you were going to bring up Skyrim.
Well, it's the only real thing I have as a point of reference.
Yeah,
and I think
it's
it's a fine point. We've had conversations about this before, and we've talked about building characters and how, like, in Skyrim, for instance, your race is going to play a big role in what kind of combat you have, and whatever else it might be.
Yep.
For me, like in Skyrim, I play a lot of, I play a Breton, and I play different elves, because a lot of times, and Nick knows this, you guys know, like, that really cool warrior class? Yeah, that's not me. I'm the guy in the back with a bow and arrow.
Every single player of Skyrim at some point is always sneaky archer.
That's me, and I love it. It's an ethereal hunter build.
And I'm the nerd.
Okay. Listen, we're both nerdy. It's an ethereal hunter build, so I use a bound bow, which is really accessible really early on in the game.
It's a spooky bow.
It helps build, like, things like conjuration and your archery skill. It's like a 2 birds 1 stone kind of thing. And also it looks really cool, because who doesn't like glowing energy bows?
Yeah,
that's
why
cool.
not?
With infinite arrows.
Do they have infinite arrows?
It has 99 arrows
every time you
summon it.
That's pretty dope.
And the thing only lasts about, I think it's 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. So it's really hard to shoot that many arrows in that amount of time. Right. So
what's the recharge on it?
It's not really a recharge. It's just a matter of whether you have enough magicka to cast it. So in the beginning of the game, I always rush my magicka so that I can, cast it 2 or 3 times in a row.
Right.
And then, by the time that you're, like, your magicka really is a high level, like, you've got enough points built into it, you can invest in a skill that makes that spell cost less magicka, and then you don't even need that much magicka.
Right. And it'll probably last longer.
Well, it doesn't last longer. You would need another skill for that. Because
BioWare, are you listening? Make your spells last longer. Anyway.
Yeah. Bethesda.
Bethesda? Oh, yeah. It's not BioWare, it's Bethesda. BioWare, never mind. Bethesda, get on it.
You're off the hook.
Yeah.
Well, Elder Scrolls 6. 2021 of the fall.
2021.
2021.
They gave it a release date. When?
Yeah, fall. So it's going to be like October, I think, is what they said. Ooh. And you know what the crazy thing is? Me and my friend from home, I had just gotten a tooth pulled. So my face was all numb, and I'm on FaceTime talking to him about it. And we're geeking out, obviously. And we're like, dude, I can't wait for 2021, this, that. And then we both realized simultaneously, it's like, holy shit.
We'll be out of college.
We're more excited for the release of this game
than graduating
university.
Oh my god!
And I just thought it was a very telling moment for our friendship.
That's pretty funny. Well.
Yeah. So obviously, there are games that you compare D&D to.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of comparing D&D to things, Nick, you're an actor.
I am.
D&D is acting for people who don't want to be actors.
We talked about that. I think
Yeah.
that's such a cool concept.
Yeah.
And you were telling me that a lot of players will choose to, give their character a voice so that they can really be dictating when it is that they're speaking as the character, and it gives them sort of like this ability to speak outside of the character.
Yeah.
Sort of like a
game voice.
A game voice. So you can have like a thought process outside of just acting very rashly.
Yes.
Because I can be I could be playing my let's say I was playing an orc for whatever reason.
Orc barbarian.
Yeah, something I would never do. I might have like this crazy voice. Something like that.
Grog.
So yeah, exactly. And then while Grog, for instance,
shout out to Critical Role. That is not my original name.
Get a visitor.
Oh my goodness, that's horrifying. Okay, that was cool.
So outside of Grog, I could be like surrounded by monsters, and I could be like, shit, I wish I could just knock all their heads off.
Right.
But that doesn't mean Grog's about to go apeshit.
Right. Yeah. So that's interesting because there are players who do that where they're able to step away from their character, and then there are the method actors of players where they are just constantly in character.
So dangerous.
No matter what.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like, you just, like, sneeze and, like, set some trap off?
I've played with people. Rumadum, Dumadum, if you're listening, I'm talking about you. Derek.
Is that his DM name?
No, it's not his DM name. It's his character name.
Oh, okay.
We were at Brown University where we played D&D, which is the most academic thing I've ever done at Brown University. And
it's the closest you'll ever get to.
Yeah, exactly. So I went to the bathroom, and then he walks in, and I'm like, oh, hey. And he's like, hello, peasant. And I was like, or whatever his voice is. He's a deva, which is a pink floating angel with like a ball. Anyway, but then there's that too. Yeah.
So I'm interested in that. Really like coming in here. Hopefully with a character that can be decent-ish.
You want to make sure your character is decent-ish. Yes.
See, even if I am just your sneaky archer in the back, I'd like to be able to be somewhat useful to a team.
Right.
We talked a lot about that being important.
Yeah, you need to have
a team.
It's a team game.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly not like
Skyrim.
Like Skyrim, or ESO is
Very
a horrible
though.
game, but I guess it's more of a team game. What I'm trying to say is it's a little bit like a sport for the people who don't want to play sports. It's a place to act for actors who don't want to be actors, and a place to play sports for athletes who don't want to be athletes.
If you don't fit in.
Yeah, if you don't fit in, play D&D here at WMNJ. Why did I just promote the studio? Anyway, but yeah, it's a little bit like, here we go, a soccer team. Like, you all got to work together to get the ball in the goal. That's soccer, right? Good.
So I guess we could use any sport really as a.
It's like a football team. You got to work together.
It's like cricket.
It's like cricket. Yeah, you got to hit the sticky wicket. Did I use cricket terminology there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's like curling. That's my favorite sport.
Yeah, you got to wipe that ice.
Use the broom.
Got a broom
and the stone.
And you just got to let that stone go at the right time. You got to be in mindset with your team. That's D&D. D&D is curling. If you get anything from this episode, you know what? That's the title of this episode. D&D is curling. Put it on the website, Nick. We high-fived. Anyway, the Bee Gees are now playing in the background. Let's put that on the air. Oh, no, it was the end of the song. Eurythmics' Sweet Dreams are made of this. Absolutely, that's playing. Or the Bee Gees again.
You hit the space bar, which makes it repeat.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, that had to happen,
No. That was too close. Anyway, what time is it? We're just filling the air now. When did we come on? 7:10-ish? It's been 30 minutes. That's pretty good for... I didn't know... Okay, real talk. audience, hello, didn't know this was going to be a show tonight. Nick didn't know this was going to be a show tonight.
No,
Neither of the two Nicks knew it was going to be a show tonight. But we're here, and we're making a little bit of a show. It's a tasting of what this show usually is.
Yeah.
But
It's like the side dish
it's the
that
si-
everyone
it's-
kind of avoids.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
it's
the-
a little burnt.
it's the lima beans of this show.
I like lima beans.
Get out of my studio.
You don't have a show.
Yeah, you're right. So I don't. Do you have any more questions?
What? No.
Wow. All right. You've been listening to WMMJ Radio. Crit happens. Enjoy your night, folks. Oh my God.